I should turn on the microphone. All right, let's start. I need, well, this file is just a node file, and it plays a game of noughts and crosses and checks who wins. It plays against itself because, well, it gets boring testing and picking all of the moves. It just plays randomly and then decides who the winner is. There's a lot of junk. Check win. It's really fast, but it's really ugly. So it doesn't do anything else yet. None of the Minimax has been done or implemented or anything like that. So really we need a function that will know how to score a board, which is basically check win, right? So we have a function to tell on a board whether or not it's game over and who the winner is. So if we change check win to return basically who the winner is, no winner, so something like this, where then for no winner, D for draw, returns X for X wins, returns O for O wins, because it doesn't work without knowing that. It's a bit different from before, but it's fine. And then we return, in this case, no winner because it's not finished. In this case it returns draw. And then if that, but it cannot find in this whole list a single space, a non-played turn on board, which is called B. I think space is a non-played turn. I wrote the actual board yesterday. Undefined. Then return draw. Okay, and then we should be able to use that one to score, but let's make it so that it can still, actually play. So if over equals, it's not equal to no winner, then return, we'll just return that. Shouldn't hit that now because I've added in the draw case to this. Right, that kind of feels like it makes sense. Let's just see what happens when we run it. So it should play a game. B.find is not a function. I hate this implementation. Find X where X equals that. Undefined. V? How did it return V? So it returns no, it should return P. So undefined return D, otherwise return no winner. And if it returns no winner, then that should be fine. So over, otherwise return made a mistake. Board print final board. Ah, yeah, okay, so I'm not actually returning the final board. So I need to still return board over. And that's good because we want to see what went wrong if we did do that, so I can fix whatever inevitable bugs I've written into this. Why do I always type that capital W? Okay, node test over. Did I put over in quotes? I did. X. Just a new line between them to make it a little bit more readable. Yeah, X1's there, X1's there. X is winning a lot. It is random. But X starts, I guess. Yep, okay, great. I've seen a draw. That's all the cases. Okay, and we know whether or not something's won, right? So if I understand Minimax well enough, then basically it should go like this, right? We have a state in the game, X, and X, let's say, can potentially have a couple of children. So, and we'll call them child move 1 and move 2, right? And then in noughts and crosses, perhaps there's not too many others. And then after that one move, perhaps there's 2 moves left. And after this move, perhaps there's 2 moves left. Or more likely for something like this, it would be that there's 3 possible base moves, and then as you go down, as it starts to recur, there's less and less. So there's 2 moves here, and then the final level, there's only 1 move for each of these. So you don't need to write it in if there's only 1 move, right? So the Minimax algorithm is referring to 2 different potential states at each depth of recursion, right? The minifying turn and the maximizing turn, sort of like the person you want to win and the person you want to lose. So you want the maximizer and the minimizer. So if it's my turn, or the turn of the person that's using the algorithm here, so let's say P1, then this is the maximizing turn. And then the next turn here would be the minimizing turn. So we want the highest probability for player X to win, or player P1 to win on this row. And then on the next row, we would pick the one that has the smallest probability of P1 to win, because that's probably the move that P2 is going to make. And the idea being that you can then pick, roll these up, and you'll know the best move to make at any given point. Obviously, this doesn't work very well for things like chess or something like this. Well, it can work, but the time complexity is terrible. So if you have a lot of depth, it just takes too long to compute, even with a GPU or something. So it's really better built for a game like Noughts and Crosses. Or if you're going to do it in chess, you can use things to speed it up, like alpha beta pruning and just going down to a set depth and not checking all possible eventualities, using some other kind of scoring system, like the amount of the value of pieces left after X turns or X depth. So probably we know it's going to recur. So we have a score. Now we just need, well, let's create a function that has a state of board. And returns you a move, right? So the move that it can recommend can be an integer, because basically we've got a board, it's 3 items. 9 items, 3 by 3 square. And the player can be X. And we'll have a test board to start off with that's only 1 move away from finishing, so that we can know whether or not X is going to make the right decision. So in this case, O would have moved first, played a terrible game. X can move here or here. Obviously, if X moves here, it loses. If X moves here, it wins. So it should only recur, or it shouldn't recur. But you need to be passing in this state to the thing, or it's not going to work. Because it's going to need to take them in. I'm already using a board variable, so we'll call this test board. So I know that there's 1 move here, and I know that there's 1 move here. So there's 2 things that it needs to check, and it needs to return a score. For each of those, and then obviously pick whichever one's got the better score. So we can start with a score of 0, and it can take in the score. So actually that's fine. So it'll take player, score, board, and it will return an index of the move. No, it won't return an index of the move, will it? It will return the score. We need to know the score at each step. And that needs to wrap up. Yeah, so I guess that's returning the score. So in the case that the function chooses to go here, it's actually going to need to then calculate the next move, the 0 move, to get to a terminal game state. If it doesn't get to a terminal game state, then you don't have a score to work with. So length of things board, floater X, where X, I think, because that's going to be all of the potential moves left. No, actually we can just loop over the whole board and only step in and just have an if statement on the inside. That's going to be easier. Certainly going to look nicer. So yeah, board length, and then if board I is an open space, then we can actually play a round at that level. If it's not an open space, then that turn's already been made, so we're not going to recur anymore there anyway, I guess. So then we need to adjust the board by the player, and then change the player before we recur, and then check that the board's either a winning or a losing state, or a keep playing state, and then recur or return that value. So if board I is open, then board I can equal the player, because we're just going to use the same character that's in on the board. Then we go check for win, passing in the board, check win returns what. Yeah, that's right. So probably a switch statement here, right? Result equal check win board switch. Case result is equal to what? X, then enhance X and return. Yeah. In the case that it's O, that's a loss, so we want that to be a -1. And return the score. Otherwise, just do nothing, because it's going to be 0. So in this, when it's playing against this board, it's going to come in with 2 times, one on I8 and one on I9. So when it comes to on I8, board's going to be open, board is going to equal to X. Then alright, so if it's not a winning case, or a terminal case, it should recur, right? Minimax. Now I need to know the turn, because I'm always going to take the maximizing option when it's X's turn, but the minimizing option when it's O's turn. So the moment okay, so that's going to be the same at this point. So we need to change the turn at each state so that we can actually make the right moves as we recur down. No, I'm going about this wrong. So basically I want an index and a score for each one of the available slots. Now, there's only 2 available slots in this game. That one, which will then go to another dev. But I only need to look at the tree, which is best for me. Yeah, so let's just get it working for this case. So or do I want the whole tree? How do I represent that tree well so that I can climb and descend the tree? Because I need to be able to check at each step. I want like basically key value pairs, right? But I don't know in JavaScript. Okay, so let's just return let's get an array of moves, and then for each one of these board I is an open move. We go into it and then moves.append a new array of I for the index, so I know what move to make, T for the turn, and score. Yes. Let's just ditch that for now. S. Can be check when board is equal to the player's turn it is. And then we need to invert the turn. So if turn equals X, then turn equals O. Else turn equals X. Great. Players not use gem. Okay, so let's see if we actually get a result back, and we will just come to them for now. So that's returning an array of potential moves, which we can use later on. You're not undefined. Board length. Line 45. Why am I putting in board? It's easier for me to visualize like that, so yeah, that's a really weird way of writing it. Line 30. b.find is definitely a function. Isn't it? I don't get that. B.find is definitely a function, right? Pretty sure it takes a function. Saying it itself is not a function. B is just equal to X. Oh, that's no good. What am I passing in there? Board I equals turn. Okay. Not Python. It's push, isn't it? Not the end of the game. Whereas X is a draw. Yeah, because I'm actually editing the thing. Am I changing the turn inside that loop? Yep, it's too early to be doing that. That should only adjust each time it Great, so then let's create another one to change that to a score, right? So can you put a check when and then just a switch? Is equal to x, then great. Does not need a player. Yes, it does. So in this case, we've got a score now. We actually need to use it inside the Minimax thing. Then we can work out how to recur. We'll start bringing it up. So s can equal score rather than just check when like it was before. And then when we run it, we should have a value. Find index is not a function because it's doing the same thing it was doing before. That's weird. How would that even work? Do I have a global somewhere that's doing that? Yeah, so in this case it knows that it's 1 on that second game. Yeah, so we should have a numeric value. There's no find index in that function. It shouldn't be running any differently. Line 30, what is it getting passed to? No, it's a different file. It must be getting past a character. Yeah, in the second game it's getting past a character, an N. Yeah, and the board's... I don't get that. Okay, so it's only getting called from the score function now because we removed all that other stuff. Because scores, yeah, not being passed all of the things that it needs. Same thing as before. Board, yeah. Player, which is X, and opposition, which is O. Still not happy, huh? Because check when also needs to get. No, just pass a board. So it should log 2 boards. Doesn't log a single board. What's it getting passed in instead of a board then? My music stop. In the first instance, a board. Why am I doing that? Ah, okay. Score calls it itself. Okay, that's stupid. Yeah. So 0 because it's a draw and 1 because it's a win. Now, it shouldn't go all the way down. It should only pick the head of the tree, right? So in this case, rather than return. This depth, I would just pick my maximizing score, which can only be reached by a win. Still no music. So then if there's any more moves, So it should always stop once it's got a score of 1. Because that's a win. But say that's not going down the chain. This is hard without looking at a reference. So if we just go down all of the paths and then wrap them up, because -1's an instant loss for us, because it's either a win or a loss in noughts and crosses, right? There's no actual score. Since I'm going to be looking through the whole stack anyway, I don't need to, or the whole tree, I don't need a partial score. I need yes or no, win or loss. Otherwise it's draws. So then look through the moves. If any of the moves find an x where x dot right, this isn't actually a good implementation because you're never going to use a partial score. You're always going to go to 1 or -1. Ideally to 1, I mean, or to a non-terminal state. X2, which is the score, is greater than 0. So if there's a winning move, let's just return that for now. If there's a winning move, return that. Okay, so this is 2 to the 1, right? What, in both cases? No, because there's a winning move on the other one. Nah, it's inside the loop. No, it should be 8. Ah, that's the index. Okay. Why is it filling in both squares though? I don't like that on the board. It shouldn't be doing that. The board shouldn't. Okay, so that must be copying the whole thing, right? Is that not a deep copy? Shallow copy, I mean. Stupid language. Yeah, so in the second game, there's one winning move. So there's one winning move, and it's to take the second position. So then if there's no winning moves, we want to look deeper, but it's going to be the other person's turn. We don't have control over them, theoretically, right? So let's say there's no winning moves for us now. Basically, we're looking for it. So if we go here, they win. If we go here, they draw. So in this case, otherwise we want x2 is equal to 0. And in that case, we want to return the drawing move. Otherwise, that means we can only lose. So return the losing move. So there's no terminal states in this one. So it returns nothing. Well, weird that it doesn't consider that to be a terminal state. Because really we want to log now moves. Yep, so I can see the actual moves that we have, and then let's get rid of that other log. What are we doing? Is that it? Oh. Okay. So there's this move where it moves into position 7. Yep, and that's nobody wins. But position 8. Oh, right, because in position 7 it's not recurred enough. So since these are equal, it needs to go down a level to find which one loses the game. And this is where it gets interesting. We need to actually start looking at the player. So it knows what move to make. I'd still expect it to print one though, right? Because x2 is equal to 0. See if it's not 0, that's the problem. Okay, so we need let's log the moves. So I can visualize this a little bit easier. Wow. Great. That's the moves at this point anyway. And then it's closer to the actual game. So it scores that as 0, it scores that as 0, which is fine. We just needed to go down another level on both of them so they can see the end of the game. Now on the drawn one, that's still going to be 0. Now, if new board is not terminal, okay, so in this case B is terminal or not, yeah. If not, game over. Then watch this return. So it just needs to return the score for the so if not, game over. Minimax player's the same. New board though. Turn equals, probably an easier way to do that. If I just used numbers, and I could have, but numbers would be annoying to abstract. So t equals turn. So that scores this current board. Now this will go down. Right, so we want it to either pick one or the other in here, otherwise it's gonna be non-deterministic. So each player should always pick the best move for them at this point. Otherwise, how are you going to know? Okay, so we're on the new board at this point. We've made one move with now an 8th. The only open position is 9. It's not going to return until it's gone all the way down in each field to the point. Hi. Hello, Saurus TV. So it's not going to return until it's gone all the way down. So that's gonna fail. NodeJS TwitchBot. What do you want the TwitchBot to do? You mean like a chatbot or something else? Yes, it's not defined. Hello, Saurus. What do you need it to do? Really? That's all you wanted to say? That is pretty easy, bro. So basically you just want it to go, except console.log is going to be a method on the API, whatever the Twitch API is. Do you know how to use NodeJS at all? I mean, you're basically just going to have a loop, right? this number here, that's a millisecond, so 8 minutes will be high, but we want to actually see it. This is only half a second. 8 seconds would be 8 minutes would be, I don't know, 1000 times 60 times 8. And then you need a function. Function speak, which is gonna Apple script. Wow, I don't even know what that is. It's probably not any harder than whatever Apple script is. Console.log here is an example. It'll probably be something else. What did you say you wanted to say? Please. Thanks, server. Like that. I think that'll run. Callback must be a function, yep. All right, it'll probably take me a little bit, man. I don't know much about Twitch. Leg can't equal 100. Greater than 0. Count minus minus. So yeah. It's basically all you wanted to do, except we use get the timeout working, which it's not. It's all right. Actually, just make it do it once, and then just while we're testing, make it do it once, right? And then we need to look at this. So the thing is, you're going to need your client ID. So you need a Twitch developer dashboard thing, and then you're going to need to put that into this program, whatever the program ends up being. So it's kind of a little bit of work from your side as well, because it needs to be your ID, and I'm not going to be able to get that, right? So if you see this link here, I'll pass it to you. You can see it. dev.twitch.tv/docs/API. It's going to have this link here to your developer dashboard. You're going to need to authorize. Hopefully it gives you a token straight away. Otherwise, I'm just going to need to wait for the token. Enter an app name in your auth redirect URI. Hello, Saurus. Auth redirect. You're going to need to set that up as well. Yeah, that doesn't really matter. Okay. Right, so coming here. Okay. Yeah, dude, I don't have two-factor enabled. This is a general chatbot. I'm sure we can customize one for you, and then you just pipe in your own thing though. Yeah, look at this as an npm package. That's a piece of cake. Yeah, okay, look at this, man. So basically you have to do this first, right, to create this tool, npm install twitchbot, and you're going to need npm installed, okay, before you can actually use it. Oh, that's fine, it's just a warning. Create a new file, take this example, right? Your username, which is like Hellosaurus something, I don't know. The OAuth is going to be that code that you need from Twitch. Join the channel. And then, yeah, look. So then every time you get a message, or you could just have this run, basically bot say. Right, you just want a timed loop. Except yours is like minutes. I don't know why I typed the amount in there, just timed loop would have been fine. Yeah, right, so something like this. Don't really need that to be inside there, do I? And then you just call loop once and it'll loop over it. This needs to be, you want it, what was it, 8 minutes. So that's just 1000 times 60 times 8. Right, because it's in milliseconds. And then this is the text you want. What was it? Bang, server to join my server. And that'll run every 8 minutes. And then the channel's like your channel, all right? And that's it. That's all you need to do. But you do need to go and create your bot on that page or your program. You're going to need to have two-factor enabled. Obviously, I'm not going to enable that on stream. And yeah, basically just go to the API page, which is this. All right. Anyway, I'll paste that into the chat for you. Out of curiosity, why'd you want to go with NodeJS for it? Oh, I'm lagging. Sorry, that's only a part of the loop. Hold on, let me get the whole thing. Just make sure you copy and paste that into something with formatting, otherwise those lines aren't going to come through. It should be able to auto format it for you. But remember, you're going to have to install the program first on npm, like that. Oh, you can pretty much use any language you want, because you're working with the Twitch API, so any language can do that, really. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Node for choice. Node's like a pretty forgiving language for people just getting started. Yeah, why not? After you've created your keys and everything, feel free to send me a message with what you've got, and I can tweak it for you if you've got any compilation problems or whatever. But yeah, you need that API key before you can make messages and everything as yourself. Yeah, but just send me a message once you've got it, and then we can fix it up for you. Now where was I with this? Yes, it's not defined. Surely I need to... No worries, man. Good luck. It's only tricky when you're starting out. After that, you'll be sweet. So score equals new board XO. No, that's gonna fail. Yeah. Score is not a function. Score is a function. It's even highlighting it. Because it's scoped to be that, I guess. You know it's lazy variable namings when you're doing that. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Badly, I'm guessing. Oh wow, it actually got there. A function score, yes, because I am not putting the result. It's not helpful. Let's go. And same with the console log. Okay, so where am I? The Minimax is just getting to that first level. It's not recurring properly or at all yet. So it's not finding those negatives to wrap it up. It's working in the case where you're going to win straight away, but it's not working in those cases where you're going to draw in that first turn, or you're not going to be at a terminal game state in that first turn. So TSJS, let's see what we got. Yeah, so why isn't it going deeper? Because we do have this. So if it's not game over, it's created the new board, and then we want to go and look at the next level. It's getting to turn, so it should be coming in here. But I guess it's not. It should be coming in here to look at that next level. So where's it printing the function still? Return score, yeah. Ah, okay, well it's not going to work if it's just returning a function, is it? This is nowhere near the level where we're going to be passing functions around. Yeah, 0, that's kind of what I'd expect. But there is a game state. See, that first game, the next move should be a loss, so its score should go to -1. It should see that happen, but it's not for some reason. So that's really all we need before this thing works. So score Minimax. And it's not coming in here, so it's not game over. So that must mean it is thinking it's game over. So this must not be returning anything. It's playing game over with the new board. Yeah, that's not game over. Oops. So let's take all of this and see what it thinks. Come on, select inside parentheses, append to the end of that line. Let's log that. Nothing. See, now that should be returning, yeah, true or false in these cases. It's true. Okay, so maybe I need to, that doesn't make sense to me though. Okay, this time it's actually getting in there and it's seeing those -1s. All right, so it should be able to play a better game. Yeah, and it's wrapping up that score as well. So it's looking at that 7 game, so that first result, and it's realizing that as it goes deeper, because basically it's in reverse order, as it goes deeper, that score's there, so it should choose the second game state over it. The second game state's got a higher score. Whoa, where's my webcam so lit up? Cool. Okay, so it's actually getting down there. Why was that game over not working? That'd explain a lot of the previous struggles I've been having. So that's returning. So basically, this needs to return multiple things. It's got to return the moves, and this is only going to be the highest level moves that come back anyway. So minimax, so we'll adjust this so it's bringing back the 0 from that. This can return score as the 0, and then moves as the secondary. Right. Or as the 1th element in the list, the 2nd element in the list. And then, yeah. So we should see all of those come back. Great. No, but it's only returning, yeah, it's creating moves like that. Because it's wiping it out each time. So that means is there an easy way to get the last item in this? No, there's no reason why I have to do that there. I can do it after that. At that point, score's been adjusted. I'm not sure if that makes sense. Oh, let's see. Yes, it does. And then that means all we need to do is okay, so let's play a game where there's it's X's turn to start. Basically, X should go there. So if X goes here, then O won't win immediately, and it's X's turn. And then O will go, well, it won't matter. So we want them to play, we want a game state that's kind of competitive to see them work. So X would have to go here in the optimal game. Then O would have to go here. And then X would have to go here. But this is, yeah, starting from the X state. I don't know how that works on X yet. I don't think I've adjusted that well enough for X. Sorry, for O. X is working, but O is not. Yeah, okay, so it's working out what move to make, but then we're not recurring through those moves in O's turn. So it waits all moves except going into position 8 very poorly. So get some of these console logs gone, I think. Yeah, okay, so that's that state. Yeah, so then it just needs to loop until the game's won. So check is game over in each so this is what we're using to play before. So if in here but basically we want to play from the state, right? So let's play from the state. We'll create a new play function. VIM, because why not? This board state's the state we want to test, so let's test it. Right, yeah. So then let it's not equal to n, I think no win, is that what we called it? You know, it's bad code when you can't remember what something is. Minimax, it's X's turn, test states the board, and oh, sorry, X is the player. Are we even using player in there? I don't know that we are. And then after that, because we're going to need to change that each time. So if t is equal to x, then t equals O. Otherwise, t is equal to x. It's not exactly readable, but I wonder what would happen if I wrote this kind of code at work. So that means I just need and then at each. So we need to change the state to pick the best move at each time. So results equal that, and then so to sort them in ascending order, and then I want the last one. So results.sort. My music stopped again. There's not even 3 items in this, so that's not going to work out, is it? I don't know if that mutates the state or whether it's better than that. Why? Ah, right, yeah. So then now all we need to do is so yeah, the index is the position, so that's so test state is equal to the best move. Is that everything? No. Because I didn't actually call a function. Okay, it's only hitting it once. Same mistake I made last time. Really? Yep. Don't care about that function anymore. Yeah, right. It's the opposite. Best moves undefined. Yeah. Best move 0 is undefined. Okay. So it's getting the score at that level. It's just not. Is the sort not working? Sent off by one error. Really? Yeah. Okay. So it's playing the game. So it should go to block 0 the first time. 0 plays a random game. So it goes down into that corner. And then X only has one move left anyway. Awesome. So it's working. By looking at every possible state that's left at each thing, wrapping up the scores. So there's only one bit left to do, which is test out some different game states. So just so I can actually read it, let's put these in a line. This is the game state that it's working with at the moment. It's not super hard. So if we make it go from basically a blank game, we're giving the opposition the best starting move. Yeah, okay, so there's a lot to start off with. Yeah, but it still wins. Versus a random player. So that's interesting. A lot of losses in most positions. So it's always going to go for that 9th position or the 0th position when that happens. And this is when it starts getting interesting. 7 has the best chance of winning. And it's definitely going to draw it if you go into one of those positions. Okay, so noughts and crosses is more deterministic than I realized. Ah, 0 is not being as random as I thought. That get arbitrary random number is not. It needs to seed. 0 is not playing a random game. But I might let 0 be my input, so I can play against it. Oh yeah, because 0 is coming through in here, so it's taking, yeah, okay. So really it needs to, if turn is equal to x, so if t is 0, then it's got to do something totally different. It's only in the else case where we want it to be. So this isn't real minimax either, because I'm not really minifying 0's moves, am I? I don't know. Let's just get it finished playing and then we'll go on with our lives. If t is equals to O. Man, that's lazy code. All right. Okay, so board. So while it hasn't moved, I think I'm going to need a ceiling. Then move there, otherwise I can just try and find another random spot. 0 of undefined. So it makes a move. It's only the second time in. Yep, because it needs to pass back that board. Wait, why is that a terminal state? Oh, because O was going to win, so it didn't print out the next turn. Wait, how is O going to win? Okay. I should never win. Yeah, so that minifying part is not right. It needs to check for that way more aggressively. But that's okay for now. We'll fix it in the minifying later. All right, sweet.